can always correct, whether it's footwork or hand placement. I mean, there's something small that you can correct damn near on every play. So just a coach that's looking at that and able to coach us and teach us that for sure.
What's it like adjusting to a new position coach? And not only that, but you're learning new drills and techniques and things like that right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, you're a freshman in college again, but, you're starting all over. So, just learning the way they coach, the new playbook, the new lingo. It's a lot to take in, but, you slowly start picking it up. And, we've been making flashcards and all that good stuff. So, it's been going really smooth so far.
Will you stay next week for the start of OTA?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to be here for, until we get off in end of June or whatever it is.
You don't have any academic obligations?
No, so I graduated in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your degree?
Sports management.
What's it been like living in Ohio? It's been an adjustment.
I feel like there's much worse states I could have moved to. I flew. So I'm happy to be here for sure.
The reputation doesn't go along with Cleveland. It's just down there 2 hours south.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry and all that, but I mean, Mike's here now, so I mean, we're in the big leagues now. It's a job. We're all here to get paid. We're all here to help the team win on Sunday.
Has your transition been helped because you played at a place like Michigan, probably run like a pro program? Obviously, your days are longer. It's all about football now. But does it help that you played at a place like that?
Yeah, I think it is. I think Michigan really prepared us well for even the whole process and the transition into the NFL. I think the way Coach Harbaugh ran it, he ran it like he was coaching a pro team. So it's been a really smooth transition so far.
Speaking of transitions, Zach, just how guys always talk about just like the adjustment from college to the NFL. So what are you? Obviously, you haven't been out there a ton, just the one day, but what are you sort of anticipating?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's all ball now, so there's no school you got to worry about any of that kind of stuff, and just really focusing on the playbook, learning all the new lingo, and once you get that nailed down, the game can really try to slow down for you because you're not thinking about, hey, I got to go this way, do all that. So, I mean, obviously it's gonna be bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, even the step from high school to college, there's another step from college to the NFL. So, I'm excited to see what challenges it brings.
Well, this is kind of like orientation for you guys. So, was there? Did the coach Stefanski have any veterans stay in front of the room and address you guys?
Not yet. I know some of the second-year guys are coming back. I mean, we've been running into some of them, coming in and out of the building, but no, not yet.
The pull guard game had been a staple here the last couple of years, and obviously Joel and Wyatt are some of the best in the business. I think you did some of that at Michigan. How much did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I mean, we pulled a ton at Michigan, and that's something I enjoy doing, and I think it's a strength to my game, and I'm excited to meet Wyatt and Joel and just learn from those guys.
Obviously, you were here the day after you were drafted, but coming back for Rookie Minicamp, what was it like just walking in the building and like having the other rookies here, having everyone here? What are those emotions like?
Yeah, I mean, it's real now. You know what I mean? You got the parking pass to get your car in. You got the Face ID. So I mean, you put the helmet, the jersey on. So it's like it's real. It's my first job. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to attack it.
Can you explain again? You could come out last year and decided to come back. What went into that? And was it a group thing with the players? Because they all kind of did the thing.
Yeah, there was probably 6 of us that were debating about leaving last year and going to the league. But, I think it comes down to the culture we had at Michigan. And, it wasn't individual, but, like, kind of we had a snowball effect, you know what I mean? Once one guy said, hey, I want to run this thing back and try to win it all, it's like, well, I don't want to be that one guy that didn't go back and, they won it all, and then you regret that for your whole life. So, I don't regret going back at all. It was one of the best years of my life.
Was there unfinished business?
Yeah, unfinished business going into it. We had 2 years of losing in the playoffs, and that left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths.
Was there any? I mean, those really older Michigan players, because they produced so many great offensive linemen. Was there any of those guys that came back that you really kind of latched on to that, while you were up there that you try to learn from and pick their brain?
Yeah, I mean, guys like Taylor Lewan, Steve Hutchinson, they were around the building a good amount. And Steve Hutchinson would come into the meeting room, tell us what he saw, how he broke down film. He'd be out there at practice. After practice, he'd be like, hey, I saw this or this, talk about hand placement. So, I mean, there's definitely some older guys that came in to help us out.
Do you have a favorite Harbaughism?
I mean, I got a lot of good stories about Coach Harbaugh, but, I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Thanks. Oh, yeah.
What's the week been like for you so far?
It's been good so far. It's just great being out here in Cleveland and just learning from the new guys, seeing the coaches and everybody here.
How does a guy from South Florida or Florida end up in South Dakota?
It's just the relationships I built with the coaches, Coach Hodges, Coach Johansson. We built a good relationship with me and my family, and also my teammate that's there now, Josiah. They recruited both of us out of high school, so just me and him going there and the relationship I had with Coach Hodges, Coach Johansson, that's what led to me going there.
Myles, it seemed like from reading about you that maybe you had some interest from FBS schools, but that it was important for you to stay in South Dakota and not enter the portal or anything. Can you just kind of tell us about that aspect of who you are and why it was important to stay there?
It's important because my family raised me on loyalty. Like, we're loyal people, and everywhere I started, I finished, from Optimist to high school and college. Everywhere I started at, I finished. So, in the family I built at South Dakota, I wouldn't leave them for nothing.
Was that like a culture shock when you got there?
Not really. It was a weather shock, yeah. It was a weather shock, but it was also coming from a big city, going to a small town. That was also a big adjustment, but I did well.
You played against Missouri. Missouri was one of the teams you played last year. When you played a team like that, you know, guys like Burden and, you know, the guys, the receivers they had, how much did you kind of try to elevate your game in those games, and how much did you feel like games like that prepare you for the jump you're about to take?
I did a lot to prepare my game mentally, just being able to diagnose film and watch the little details that they could give me to help me play faster. I feel like that helped me play faster that game and had the game I had.
You have some good cornerbacks on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Have you met any of them yet?
I met Denzel yesterday.
What was that like for you?
It was good. You know, Coach had brought him in the locker room to see me. It was good to see him and just talk to him. And hopefully I'm going to be under his wing soon.
What have these last couple of days been like for you walking in this building, and you're kind of getting a crash course not only in the National Football League, but what the Browns are going to be expecting from you?
It's been surreal. Like, it still hasn't hit me yet that I'm in the NFL right now. It's just crazy that I'm here standing in this position that I'm in right now, and it's been surreal. So I'm just taking it in day by day and taking it day by day.
Kind of experience.
You said that you thought that you might have a profile to play more nickel inside. Just curious how much you did that in college or high school.
I did it in college like the past 2 years. I started moving inside and playing inside, so I'm open to it.
What was like maybe the biggest problem with yesterday from going outside to inside?
I just feel like the biggest thing going inside is more room inside. You know, it's a two-way go rather than outside. You pretty much could send them one way. So I just say inside is two-way go. That's the biggest adjustment it'll be.
What about safety?
Safety, I play safety. I played safety in high school, so it's nothing new to me.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Myles, I know the corners that are here already always talk about loving playing for Brandon Lynch and how he is as a coach. What have been your first impressions of him and getting out there on the field and actually?
I love Coach, man. Coach cool, and he's a former Missouri Valley guy, so we already established a relationship with that. So that linked us a little bit closer for him knowing where I came from, and he came from the same place. But Coach is cool, and I like the coaching he's giving me and everything he's doing with me.
You were at Miramar, like what division was that? Like what high schools were? What was that like in terms of? Everyone talks about the competition.
It was good, just going against the best competition every week, playing St. Thomas, American Heritage, Dillard, Northwestern. It was just great going out there playing against good schools and having the competition we had down there.
Did you visit here before the draft?
No, sir.
So when the Browns selected you, were you like, oh, they know me?
Yeah, it was crazy because when Coach Berry called me, I saw him on the phone. I didn't know who it was at first because when I got the phone call, my background just everybody started yelling and stuff. So I couldn't hear really, but I heard when he said it's the Cleveland Browns, and I got happy right there. I just knew I was coming home.
Like, what could did you talk back to them and like ask who? How did you find it?
I heard some of the conversation, so I knew where I was going, and he told me he was gonna call me later, so we ended up talking later.
Jim Schwartz loves me. Is that something you drive in? Is that something you get excited about, just playing guys man-to-man?
Yeah, it is. I played man coverage in college as well, so it's nothing new to me. Having to go out there and beat the person in front of me, not letting them catch the